Hi everyone. This is gonna be a little odd video. It's gonna be a little different from what we usually do. I just want to address the elephant in the room. I want to talk about what the hell is happening with Monday Night Student Friday Night UTD, and not only that, I want to give a general message to all my students. I think something I should have talked about. Well, many things really I should have talked about um, many years ago, ever since we met, really, like 5 years ago, maybe 4 years. As the years went by, I feel like this became a more heavy, impactful topic for me, and I think y'all deserve to know what the fuck's going on because it involves you people, and it involves my fellow students, and I love my students, and that is a truth I've been living with for the past like 3 years, really, not even 5 years. The first 2 years I didn't really know what was up. I wasn't really um, you know, I didn't develop that much feelings toward my studios, but now it's a different time. So I want to talk about that. We're gonna do the Skylanders Nuzlocke as well. I will usually spin a wheel, but I'm kind of not in the mood for that. So I'm just gonna pick random Skylander I have laying down here, and we'll play with that. Anyways, let's start with the most important topic. I think the current one, as I mentioned previously. What the hell happened with Friday Night UTD, Monday Night Studio? Why sometimes I delay them? Why sometimes I just cancel them? And will we ever get UTD Mania? First of all, yes, we will get UTD Mania. No specific date, because what I want to do is release at least 3 videos of each Friday and Monday. I don't have any noise. I don't know if you can hear this in the game, whatever. Oh yeah, most of Skylanders have names because I play with my real life friends, so just take that in mind. Uh, we'll be getting one Skylander per level, I guess. If they die, they never come back. Sure. Anyways, as I was saying, I want to release at least 3 videos each before releasing Utility Main. I don't want it to be like a specific date because then I'm gonna get lazy or I'm gonna lose motivation, which is two of the main reasons why I haven't. How do I say this? I haven't released anything. And I've been overstimulating myself a lot. I've been doing a lot of shit at the same time. I ordered a lot of Skylanders. I started collecting them because it's something I really enjoy. It's something that I recently started doing, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Like, it's kept me going, in college and shit. And I've also been giving college a lot of focus, like a lot. I feel like the first weeks I was too lazy and I wasn't really prepared because I never really developed the tools to uh, work properly in a proper academic environment. But I managed to develop those tools a little late, but I managed to, and well, I'm proud of myself for that. It's something that no one really believed I could do, but I still did it anyways. And I've been getting my grades up and shit, so I'm proud of that. But something that I've been, I guess, I haven't been doing properly is this. Taking care of my students. One of the main reasons I took this break, started to focus on college. But since I started getting the hang of it, I started, getting being more active. My bad here on YouTube, on Twitter, a little later, of course. And I will be returning. I've said this multiple times. I still stand by this. I will be returning December, probably, most likely December 1st. So we get the whole month. I'm just 5 weeks from finishing college, and this is the 10th week. Actually, it's like 4 weeks, and the big projects are coming up. I have to work on them, so I don't think I'm gonna release anything on YouTube for the time being, other than maybe a few streams to talk with you guys and shit. Anyway, let's talk about another topic I think is interesting. Not interesting, it's important. I think it, y'all are heavily involved in this, and y'all deserve to know what the fuck's been up with me. Because let's be real, I have this sort of infamy of being a crybaby, and it's true, I am indeed a crybaby. But I also want to comment that I haven't really been honest with you guys, and I haven't been honest with myself either about how I behave and how I take certain things. Most of the stuff, most of the drama I've caused, like me getting mad or sad or I don't want to say depressed because it's not the right term, but I can think of something else. So yeah, depressed. Again, not the right term. But all that shit, all those reactions, most of them are fake. I fake most of those reactions because I never really felt what I saw from other people on the internet per se, on the real world even. I've been most of my life, even today, I've been a very privileged spot, which I'm very grateful for. But uh, I haven't really had the same issues other people have who are not in like a privileged spot. And emotionally speaking as well, I feel like I've been, I'd say healthy, but I'm not sure. Yeah, let's say that, sure. I feel like I haven't really had the same struggles other people have, and that's something that always bothered me since day one. Because all my friends, maybe not all ReStudians, but most ReStudians at some point, especially today, they had a lot of struggles, and many other friends outside of the studios. The NCL server is probably like the main one. They've all had struggles, and I've always wanted to like understand them because I want to help people, so I always wanted to understand them. But I feel like that had a really negative impact on my persona and the perception people have of me because, um, I'm seen as a crybaby, and it is half true because, as I said, not all of the reactions I had are fake. Some really actually really bothered me, but I feel like something's fake, especially with Light. It's something I noticed, and I'm gonna bring her up because most of the times I was like vulnerable per se, which I wasn't. It was obviously fake, and I don't think I ever told her that. If she ever finds out, I hope she does because living in a lie is not cool, regardless of who you are. And yeah, most of my I guess emotional breakdowns, let's call them that, being fake with her. With your studio, they've been mostly fake. With the Enceladus server, they've been mostly fake. And I guess I just wanted to feel something, something other than happiness, because I used to have that struggle some people have where they're like, oh, I'm just too happy. I hate being happy, which is kind of contradictory, and it's kind of weird. I managed to overcome that. I actually find it like really stupid. Like I understand people go through it because it's weird. We live in a world where we're supposed to be miserable and we're happy all the time. It makes no sense. So we're gonna have that sort of existential crisis where we're like, yeah, I'm just too happy. What the hell is going on? I want to be sad, or I'm sad because I'm too happy, which makes no sense. And if anyone of y'all are going through that, I just want to say, just keep being happy. Don't do the same shit I did. Don't pretend that you're sad or anything. Don't try to force yourself in sad situations because it happens. Sometimes you don't even realize you're forcing yourself into these sort of depressed states, and you're hanging with people that are mentally fucked up and shit. I'm not saying those people are bad. You're just saying that those people may be experiencing the same shit you want to experience, which is not good. So that's a piece of advice for you. So yeah, I haven't really been honest with that. Another thing I guess I haven't been honest with is fucking already forgot, man. Yeah, I'm already I'm already repressing my feelings. This is really hard for me to do. It's really hard for me to confess or talk about this because it's something that I've been hiding for a long time. Um, yeah, I remember now. Sorry. Um, I love attention. I love getting attention. I feel like many people can relate to that. I don't know if y'all relate to that. Some probably do. But I love being the center of attention. That is something I've been as a kid in school. I've always been the center of attention. So I've always had this tendency of being there and trying to reach that spotlight, regardless of how I do it. So one thing I think one of my main, let's call them strategies, which I'm not proud of, is taking breaks. So then I can have this huge return and everyone can give me their attention, even if it's just for a few minutes. Most of my breaks have been literally just that, me leaving and then coming back just to gain every student's attention, just to be the center of attention again. And it is also develop some jealousy for other people, which I may have heard during the early years of my time on Discord. No name comes to mind right now. Not no name the person, but like I can't really think of anybody right now because they were like a bunch of randoms most of the time. I feel like No Name actually was a big thing. We will talk about that. And yeah, I developed this jealousy because I felt like they were taking the spotlight from me, and I didn't like that. And it was like a really mature version of me. And I feel like even in the slightest, probably every student suffer from it. So I'm actually gonna just change Skylander for a few seconds because I want to open that gate. This one doesn't count for the run, by the way. Actually, I shouldn't be doing that. That's illegal. Anyways, yeah. I feel like many people were affected by that. Not only by me like trying to push them away from taking my spotlight, but the fact that I've been taking all these breaks and maybe like even to the point where I feel like it emotionally hurt people and I pull myself away from them just to come back maybe months later, maybe days later, and or for them to look for me because I enjoyed it even more when they come back looking for me. That's such a toxic thing I've done. It's such a and I hate it. I haven't done it recently. Like this break I'm taking currently, it's an actual break. Like I'm actually doing not to not get distracted. I feel like I can safely say I won't get distracted if I come back to Discord because I already developed the tools I need or part of them. But I'm still taking the break because I made a promise. But like I could easily come back right now and I wouldn't have any trouble in college. But I'm still not gonna do it because I wanna take my break. But yeah, most of my breaks have been that just me seeking attention, and it's something that now that I have grown up as a person, now that I can see what the hell I've been doing, I'm not proud of, and I feel like some of you people were affected by it, especially the other thing I mentioned where like I purposely hurt people or pretend that I'm hurt just for them to come back and apologize later on, or for me to come back to them and then get their attention for a long time. And I feel like many people have been affected by that. Most of those times it was just me pretending. I didn't really feel much. I wasn't being genuine with myself again, and I'm very, very deeply sorry for that. And I apologize. I feel like many of y'all have a few apologies messages on your DMs. Some of them are not honest. Some of them are not honest at all. It's just me doing a long paragraph and pretending, pretty much lying to myself that I'm being honest, when in reality I'm not being honest, not at all. And I think that's something that lately it's been on my mind because like what the fuck, that's fucked up. And I just want to share that as well because I definitely made a lot of people, even with studios, feel bad. And, maybe have a few problems because of that. And I'm not particularly proud of that at all. In fact, I hate that. But I think that's the other issue I wanted to comment about. Another thing, I mentioned the breaks. When I went to the Enceladus server, I think everyone is aware that I was there. I even brought a few people in the studio. I brought Banta, which is still someone I respect a lot and someone that I watch, I guess, grow up as a person. And they were one of the main reasons I actually found out I wasn't being honest with myself because they didn't tell me anything. Okay, they didn't explicitly tell me anything, but just watching how they used to be. I'm not gonna say anything that is in public. Yeah, I won't even say anything that's public. But they were not really being honest with themselves, and everyone like really truly believed that the person they were showing to be was indeed them, but it wasn't. And I knew it wasn't. And I feel like after watching that, I realized that I wasn't being honest with myself either. And I wasn't the person everyone thought to be. Hell, I wasn't the person I thought to be. So the Enceladus server was like a big sort of self-discovery thing. I'm gonna get a new Skylander. Hold on, let me pick. Uh, I want double trouble. Yeah. Anyways, I wasn't being honest with myself, and the Enceladus server showed me that. I feel like there were a lot of masks there. Like it was very evident they were just pretending to be something else. Everyone there wasn't being themselves. Banta made me realize that more than the others. But looking back at it, I realized that no one there was being themselves, and I uncovered those masks. I always managed to uncover those masks. I don't know how. Maybe because I was also living under one, but it is something that happened there, and it's one of the main reasons why I stayed there for so long because it was sort of like this self-discovery, and I got too addicted at it. Even if it hurt, because it generally started hurting at some point. Just realizing how awful of a person I was. Um, but it didn't hurt that much. Okay, I feel like I also gotta clarify that because then I'd be lying to you guys again. It didn't hurt that much, and then I guess one of the reasons I went there was after I had an argument with the studio. I was genuinely pissed. I remember I was actually pissed at that, but I don't remember exactly what it was about. But one of the reasons, like when I was genuinely pissed at the ReStudians, it wasn't because of the fucked up shit they said. When I was genuinely pissed at them, it was because things were not going my way. Because I'm a control freak. I love being in control of things, and I love being in control of the ReStudians, and I love being in control of people in general. I feel like the people that were hurt the most were the people that actually allowed this to happen. Um, it really cost me a lot to say this, but I feel like Lychee was a victim. I feel like Wafina was a victim as well. I was never really nice with them, and I feel like I always tried to force my way of wanting them to be into their life, which isn't right. And it didn't work with other students because, well, Meg is Meg was really smart. Okay, he he didn't give a shit, so I couldn't do anything. And I'm glad he didn't give a shit because I'm glad he managed to avoid that. But No Name was kind of there, and I also mentioned I was kind of jealous of him for taking my spotlight, so I treated him like shit. A Grunt was definitely getting there. I feel like I wasn't really good with him, and I feel like I wasn't really that bad with him compared to the other people. But I look at a few things back and I'm like, yeah, I was trying to develop this sort of bond where I wanted them to be, you know, the way I wanted them to be. Uh, because truth be told, and I feel like this is reflected, is one of the reasons I worked on Monday and Friday nights because it's sort of a reflection of my life. Um, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it is. Well, it's actually an artistic masterpiece. Let's call it that. I'm joking, but yeah, it does have some deeper meaning. Is that I'm literally playing with y'all when I record every single video. I write what you say. I don't really choose the sort of the result, and that's kind of like a representation of who I am now. Like just allowing things to happen. But I write everything you say. I decide how you look, and I choose who you fight with. And if I want to read the match, I can read the match as well. The only freedom you really have is on the result, and on whatever you do inside the match, but that doesn't really matter. Because again, back then it didn't really matter what you did as long as the result was the thing I wanted, and that is something really fucked up. And it's something I reflected on the Monday and Friday nights because again, it's just uh, a reflection of who I was and a reflection of how I kind of saw the world as like this little toy box I had, which is really fucked up. But I wanted to tell you that like at the end, but I never did because we're still not in the end of the Friday and Monday. But I'm saying it now because I'm pretty much just letting everything out. We had a class in college, and I'm studying psychology in case you're not aware, about therapists and just the human being in general, the people, needing to be honest with themselves to be truly healthy. And that's why I kind of had conflict with saying that I'm healthy because if I'm not being honest with myself, even now that I'm just releasing all this shit, I haven't released everything, so I'm not being honest with myself and others. Um, I can't. I can't see myself as healthy. So that's kind of what, again, going back to Monday and Friday, that was kind of like the idea behind it. And it was an idea I randomly had. Like I didn't plan it that much. Just a random idea I had, and I just went on with it. But I think that's something maybe no one noticed, but it is a reflection of literally what I'm saying. So yeah, I was a control freak. I wasn't being honest with myself and others. I was faking a lot of shit, and I hurt a lot of people in the progress. Hell, even I'd say even everyone really, everyone was around me that time, and everyone had to deal with my bullshit. Even if I didn't do many of the things I did to people like Meg or Cattery, they were still around there, and they were still affected in some way, in some fucked up way. Um, I there was a time I didn't really care about love, and I'm gonna talk about my love life now. Um, I didn't care at all. And I was just going along with the flow. I didn't really actively look for anyone, even though people my age were doing exactly that. Um, and this will actually probably talk about one of the most important topics in my life, and I feel like I had to tell someone. But we'll get into that later. And I didn't really care about love, but I was constantly exposed with the people that did. So eventually, I started caring, and during that time, I was in the answer. They were also victims of my shitty attention-seeking stuff, where I would leave and come back. And one of the times I came back, well, I met Lychee. I met Lychee there, and I was like, well, they were always joining me on Roblox. I used to play a lot of Team Park Tycoon 2 during that time. It's a great game, but I haven't really picked it up again. I feel like I lost interest. But it was a great game that I played a lot, and she always joined me. She didn't obviously build a team, but she was just joining because, truth be told, she had a crush on me. She had a crush on pretty much everyone, but I was the person at the time she had a crush with. And eventually she told me, and I was like, well, yeah, I was genuinely in love. Like it wasn't just a fake thing. Like it was with probably a legendary rancer. I feel like a few of y'all know them. The others probably only know them from Friday Night UTD. They used to be my boyfriend for like less than a month, or maybe a month. I don't remember. That's how little it mattered to me, because to me it was half a joke, half real. But I didn't really do anything to keep the relationship going, and I didn't really cry when it ended because I ended it myself, and I wasn't being honest with myself then about love. Even my girlfriend before that, hell, even my most recent girlfriend, I wasn't being honest with myself, truthfully. And I also looked for someone recently that I met on Discord, and I talked with on Twitter recently. I recently started contacting them, talking with them again on Twitter. Sorry, but I never really loved them that much either. I think, in fact, I never loved them. It was like a weird thing because I feel like, and this is probably the most recent case, and it's the reason why I'm actually making the video. It was like a year ago, maybe, um, or maybe less than a year ago. I don't remember, but I feel like I developed this sense of, I guess, I tried to turn them into someone I wanted them to be again, that specific person. And I can't really apologize to them because they're probably not gonna watch this video. I have to find a different moment to talk about this with them. I didn't really hurt them that much because I was actually having that inner conflict during that time where I was like, oh, this shit is wrong. Let me actually quick double troll before this guy dies. So they were safe with that. So I was lying to myself about love. But lying in specific, I feel like that was honest. That was one of the few times I felt like I was being honest with myself about the person I love. But I wasn't being honest with myself about my feelings. When this was like a year ago, mind you, it wasn't even that long ago. So I would constantly fake these sort of mental breakdowns, and I would constantly force myself to be pissed at something they did. And I don't know why to this day. I don't know why the hell I did that, because it just makes no sense. Obviously to seek attention, but I would constantly fake. emotions just to get a reaction from them, and I would constantly manipulate them with many words. Most of the things I said about loving Light were true, but a few of the other things I said, maybe not related to love. I can't really remember which, but they happened. I know they happened, and I wasn't being honest with her, and it was fucked up, bro. It was actually fucked up, and she probably still has episodes to this day about that. Maybe not episodes, but she probably had a few, I guess, red flags related to that to this day. And maybe that actually turned her into the person she turned out to be that we know. Uh, so yeah, there's that. So even in my love life, I wasn't being honest with myself. I don't know if I'm gonna talk about this now. It's gonna be fucking hilarious for some of the ReStudians. But during the time when Fina was being more active on ReStudio, this happens to me a lot. Where I sort of develop a crush on them. Not an honest crush. I don't know how to say it. It was one of those like it comes and it goes, type shit. But it was there, and it was also during the time they were dating Grunt, and I was fucking jealous, bro, because I still wanted Wafina to be mine, but Grunt was there, and that happened. We know what happened. We know what happened between them. I think we all do. I honestly don't know. I'm not gonna obviously talk about it because it might be private, but we know they eventually parted ways. I'm gonna upgrade this motherfucker real quick. So yeah, I was heavily jealous. You know, it probably affected my relation with them, and it was probably reflected in the way I treated Wafina a lot. Because not only will I treat Grunt sort of manipulative, I feel like, um, but it was more notorious in Wafina because I felt betrayed. That's how fucked up that was. I felt betrayed, for something that wasn't even like a written rule or anything. Because they didn't betray me, but I felt that way because I felt like I owned them, and that was fucked up. And I never told them that. And I'm saying this now in front of everyone, but at this point, I just don't fucking care, bro. I just wanna get everything out of my chest. So yeah, I felt that I owned them, and that because they were with someone else, my friend, this motherfucker, they were with my friend, I felt betrayed, and yeah, that's just fucked up. There's sort of like a disassociation from reality that I had, and that was a genuine emotion, like that jealousy. That was a genuine emotion, but I didn't show it. Most of my actual emotions, I didn't show him. I didn't share them. Why would I share them? Another thing I lied about, and only a few people know about. There was a time, not so long ago actually, I used to say I had a split personality, and it was a big lie that I even believed myself. But it was a lie because it started as a lie, and then I started believing it myself, and then eventually I was like, nah, I'm just gonna scrap this shit, bro. This is fucked up. Like I'm lying to people, like an actual condition people may struggle with, and it might put them in trouble. So I scrapped that completely. And was like one of the last things that I consider myself shitty for doing. Um, what else? What else? So I can't, again, I'm repressing a lot of the shit that happened. And for all the stuff I mentioned, there's a million examples. Obviously, I'm not gonna disclose them all. But I'm really just being honest with y'all at this point because I feel like the image y'all may have about me might be a little different from what I think about myself. I feel like a few people praise me a lot, and I don't feel like the person I was back then. Maybe the person I am today, and even then, I still question being praised. But the person I was back then didn't deserve any praise because they were awful. They were an awful person, and I was just really good at hiding that I was an awful person. And that's why I've always been grateful with my students. I always say that, oh, because I can be myself, because they're funny, or because I've been with them a long time. None of that shit is really real. Well, it is real, but it's not the reason, like the main reason why I love you all. And the main reason why I love you all is because even with this mask on, um, and the many masks I've had because they've been all different, I've been still included in the group, and y'all been still my friends anyways. And this video has been going on for too long. I'm sorry for anyone that reached this place, this specific moment in the video. I'm just grateful. I'm just very grateful that you're listening to me. But oh my god, this guy's so annoying. Why is he making those noises? Yeah. Uh, sorry, I'm thinking, and I like that I'm thinking because I don't want to be. I'm not a big influencer. I'm not a gameplay YouTuber, whatever. I don't want to cut these videos for them to be good. I don't want this video to be good because I don't even have an audience. It's just my friends watching. So that's all I care for this video. I don't care if there's a lot of pauses and it becomes annoying to watch. I just want to be honest with the people I care about. Okay, that actually sounds kind of fake, but it is true. Okay, I actually mean what I said. Um, I already forgot where I was. God damn it. What the fuck was I saying? Ah, whatever. Yeah, I to sum things up, I fucked a lot of people up. I feel like, and we all laugh at ReStudians. I mean, at Utedians. My bad. We all laugh at them for being like the bad people. We laugh at Bucket for being the bad person. I feel like I was the worst person in UTD. That's how I see myself. Truthfully, everything that happened, it might have been because of me. Because I always told this to myself, and I used to be proud about it before. Now I'm not. And I used to say a lot that I pull the strings. I pull the strings, and the things that happen in UTD happen because of me. I was like, hi, I manipulated everyone. I'm not proud of that anymore. I think that's fucked up. I think that's a fucked up thing to say. Oh my god, this guy has to shut up. But yeah, to some extent, I was right. I did manipulate everyone in UTD. Not everyone, most people. And they were mostly playing my game. Which we were just entertainment, and that's fucked up. I didn't even find that much amusement from that. And yeah, that's fucked up, bro. That just fucked up. I'm glad to say I I'm not like that to a certain degree, and this is probably the thing that's gonna cost me the most to say. I still have traits that I had back then. I'm still I'm still sort of manipulative. I still want sometimes people to think the way I want them to think. I still want to be a role model for people. That's another thing I forgot to mention. But not to the same degree I used to before. And I'm aware that I want these things because back then I wasn't really aware. And since I'm aware, I don't want them anymore. But I'm still chasing them. And that this would is hard for me. Shut up. Um because when I come back to a studio, you are gonna see who I am. You are gonna see the person that I am. And I'm still gonna be maybe the funny and serious guy that says sometimes fucked up shit. Because I say a lot of fucked up shit. That's who I really am. I say a lot of fucked up stuff as jokes, obviously, because I always joke. That is who I am, and I've shown that probably this past 5 years. But it's not the full extent of my personality, which I haven't shown because it's been hiding behind other stuff. And yeah, just want to talk about that. And when I go there on the studio in December, when I come back to the community, I don't expect to be received with open arms. Actually, I do, and that's the most fucked up part. That even after confessing all of this, there is still a part of me that thinks, yeah, everything will be fine. I will probably give two shits, and that's awful thing to think, in my opinion. And it's, I always sort of have this inner fight within me where I always contradict myself. One side says something fucked up, and the other says, "Yeah, no, that's fucked up." And yeah, I truly believe, and it's something wrong to believe, in my opinion, that I will be received with open arms, and that y'all will give two shits about everything I did, and you shouldn't give two shits about any of the stuff I just said. And the reason why you shouldn't give two shits, and this might seem like me telling you what to do, which I really said just a few minutes ago that it's something I hate about myself. But I'm not telling you what to do or what to think. I'm just saying that I don't think I should be held unaccountable, especially by the people that have been affected by it the most. I truly think I should be confronted by this, and I should be, um, I should have a proper talk individually with all of you. And I'm not gonna lie, this is also me trying to get attention, but it's also me trying to better myself for my own personal, I guess, benefit. So yes, I'm not gonna force any of you into doing this. You can just DM me, and I'm not gonna lie. I might actually return tomorrow because I'm still trying to convince myself that I can easily do this break, but I can't because I'm not really that busy. I'm literally playing Skylanders right now, talking about my feelings with a bunch of people on the internet. I have free time. I have enough free time to just be on Discord, even if I'm not checking Discord, just be there. And I want to be there. But I keep lying to myself to this day that I have to complete this break. That I don't really have to be on Discord. I don't want to be there. But I do want to be there. I don't have to, but I want to be there. And it's not like I have to avoid Discord right now. It's not like I have to avoid you people. So, just, it hurts. Yeah, if you get to this point in the video, you can tell everyone in the studio that I might return tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or maybe one of those days. Because truthfully, I can't finish this break. And truthfully, I've been trying to get your attention by uploading videos, by getting on Twitter, by talking to you guys. That's also been me trying to get your attention. And it's something I can't control. But it's something that I feel like I have to be honest about myself because y'all have to know what the fuck I'm doing. So, this point in the video, I just can't think of anything else I should confess. If I ever think about something, uh, if we ever had that one-on-one conversation with any of you, I may come up with something because I feel like I have a lot of shit to say about all of you or to all of you about myself in person. But that has to happen in person. That can't happen here. But like here in this video, I don't really have anything else to say, or maybe I do, but I can't remember because I'm repressing these memories and blocking them because it's hard for me to say. And yeah, if you get to this video, you can tell all the students because I don't think all of y'all like this is actually my perception of you people. And it's fucked up how I said you people. I feel like that's mean. I'm sorry, you students. I feel like y'all are not gonna get to this point in the video. I feel like y'all are gonna be skipping a few bits and then just get to the last 10 seconds of the video. And you're just gonna miss on this part. So if anyone actually gets here, just tell their students, yeah, Parvo will be back and maybe in like a week. Or in the span of a week. Maybe for the weekend. Maybe I'll be back Saturday. Or Friday. Hell. I think those are the most possible dates. So yeah, I just want to say I'm not gonna finish this damn break. Even though I said at the start of this video that I will be returning in December, I won't be returning in December. And this is me being honest, which is the purpose of this goddamn video. And that is how hard it is for me to talk about this, to the point where I've been lying in this video. Like, I've been lying about me returning on December, and now I'm like, no, I want to return on another date. Oh my god, this guy is gonna die. There we go. So that's how fucked up that shit is, for me at least. So that's all, I guess. Um, I'm gonna finish this level and then I'll upload the video. I'm just gonna talk about a lot of bullshit now. Um, bullshit. Let's talk about a little gossip. I think that's the best part that we enjoy. We love talking about gossip and talking shit about people. Uh, fuck, I forgot about Vicky. So first of all, our favorite person to talk about ever, Lychee. As much as I lie to myself, I don't hate Lychee. I hate their actions. I despise her actions. Like I can't tolerate them. But I don't hate her. Like as a person. Because I feel like I've failed her. A lot. And I feel like part of her current behavior, her current shitty behavior, is because of me. And I'm not proud of that. I feel guilty because of that. And I feel like awful. Oh my god, this guy. Oh my god, bro. And yeah, that's why I just can't have myself hating her. And I'd be lying if I said in that, I don't want to talk to her again. I'd be lying if I said that. I would love to talk to her again. But I will also be lying to myself as I said I want to talk to the current her. I want to talk to the Lychee I met for the first time. Because it's not the same person anymore. They're completely different. I don't know if they were lying to themselves back then or they're lying and hiding their true self now. But their current version, I don't like them at all. But I don't hate her. And that is something I want to say before I start talking about the actual cool stuff. Because I've been hearing a lot of rumors about her. I've been talking about those rumors on stream. I've been talking to them, to Kelly, which I do have contact with. It's actually something I told him to lie about. So I'll say now I've been in contact with Kelly recently. And I've been in contact with Andrew, but I don't think he's lied about that. And fuck, what was I gonna say, bro? So yeah, Lychee. Let's go back to Lychee. I already confessed who I'm in contact with. Oh my god, this guy's not dying. Um. So again, the gossip I've been getting from her. Now I remember why I mentioned Carrie, because Carrie was one of the people that told me like all the shit Lychee's been doing. Compy was another person during his time as whatever he was going through, which is something I will probably talk about in this video. And yeah, so I'm gonna change. This guy's too weak. Um, they told me a lot of fucked up stuff. First of all, the most recent stuff, Gary told me that I'm gonna reveal a lot of shit. I don't care, bro. I don't, because I think we deserve to know this shit, because we deserve to know who the fuck we're messing with. Um, and I don't know if this is true. So please take this with a grain of salt. I don't take this for granted, because I have no way of knowing if this is true, because I have no evidence. I just have to blindly believe in Carrie of all people. So good luck with that. And sometimes in Compy as well, which he lies a lot, trust me. Apparently, Compy did X thing, and Elijah suggested a lot of fucked up shit. Like a lot of fucked up shit, such as Sora poisoning a certain someone. I'm not gonna disclose who that certain someone is. It's not anyone we know of. Or I don't know if you know of them, but they're not in Discord or in our group. But she suggested that Campi poison a certain someone so they don't cause certain problem. And I think that's the most fucked up shit to suggest. Another thing, I never liked Lychee being around Campi. At first I did. They were like, oh well, they can keep him company. But now, I don't like the idea. I don't even like to think about it. And the reason why that's the case is because Lychee hasn't even solved her own problems. She has a lot of problems. And it's okay to help someone with problems. Well, it's not okay, but you can still help someone when you have problems. As long as you don't share your own goddamn problems. Lychee literally ruined Compi to a fucked up degree by not making him develop a bond with her, and then her sharing her problems, so he believes that he has to solve those problems instead of solving his problems. So now he has twice the problems. I don't know if that's still the case, but that's been the case ever since this company situation happened. And that's one of the things I hate that Leitch did. Because what the fuck? And that's something I hate about her. She's always about her, not about the others. And she always tries to tell herself that she's helping others. She's not. She's making things worse for others. I don't think she's ever helped anyone, but I don't have any way of knowing. Maybe she has. But I think if you're gonna fail someone with your problems and they say, "Oh, I'm helping them," you're not helping shit. You're making things worse for them, and you should shut the fuck up. That's what I believe. But she never shuts the fuck up, so my beliefs don't matter. And yeah, that's kind of my current thought of her right now. Other stuff she's done. She's been, I don't know. They haven't really checked her Twitter. Like I'm not gonna lie, check it every week or so, like out of pure curiosity. And then I instantly quit after like 10 seconds because it's all lesbian bullshit and shitty opinions. She barely even posts there; it's just all retweets because she doesn't have a mind of her own. I think others think for her. And I've said the word. I'd said the word I think a lot, which is crazy. So yeah, that's kind of how I see her. And when I check her Twitter, I just think, yeah, no, this is not the same person I once knew. People change, but she changed for the worse. And I'm not saying she changed for the worse because she's lesbian. I think it's great that she maybe finds this identity that she's comfortable with. I hope it's not her lying to herself again, which did feel like that for a while. But since I haven't really talked with her, I can't tell because I can only look at the surface of social media. And she seems healthy, but we don't know that for sure. We don't know that for sure. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of what I think about her. I think she's a manipulative freak, worse than I am, honestly, because she manipulated Camp into getting away from his studio. She manipulated him into developing this bond. Probably some of the stuff she did was like unconscious, with other stuff like trying to pull him away from us was definitely conscious and manipulate, making him feel awful. It reminded me a lot of myself on how I treated you guys. The stuff I just talked about. How she was treating Comfy and doing a lot of weird shit. I'm not gonna even mention. For their privacy, the two of them, I respect their privacy to a certain degree, and she made him do a lot of stuff, and she got him in a lot of trouble, and vice versa as well, because Comfy's not innocent. He's not an innocent person. He's actually a very fucked up person, and I think that should be commented about. But he's obviously in a very fucked up state as well, which is arguable because I think some of the stuff he's done it's a little questionable in the terms of, is it real really? Like the whole night situation. Let's be real here. We all thought it was Compy's alt, and it might as well be Compy's alt. Nah, but who will fuck cares? He's obviously looking for attention, but we might as well give it to him. Why the fuck not? It doesn't really cost us that much. I don't know I don't know how the situation is right now because I'm not there. Hopefully it's better, and I wish him the best. But that's what I think. And I just wanted to comment that because Leitch is not a good person, but Compy wasn't a good person either. So there was this, and I'm just saying a lot of basic stuff. I haven't even shown the full picture, which I want because I don't have time. So just think about that. Compy's not a good person. Leitch is not a good person. They're both fucked up. Guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna break each other up even more. And it happened. It happened. They're a mess. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to comment about a little about our favorite person, Lychee, which we love to talk about. Well, I love to talk about her because I think it's local. It's easy to make fun of her, and she always delivers. She's a recent case. It's not like Old Sport. If Old Sport was a recent case, I will speaking about Old Sport, but we haven't heard of him for a while, so I don't really have any material left. So yeah, I just want to comment that, and I also want to apologize to Maichi because I wasn't a good person to her. I was not a good person to her, as I mentioned. Oh fuck that shit, bro. Hmm. So what else can we talk about? I'm thinking. Well, let's talk about a little about what I've been doing on Twitter. In case you don't know, I think the only person aware is Mag, which is crazy because it's the only person I've been interacting with Twitter, like from the studio. I've been posting a lot of wrestling bullshit. I've been getting into horror movies a little. I've been posting about Skylanders, which I mentioned is a hobby I have. I love collecting Skylanders. Like I'm literally playing Skylanders right now. It's no mystery. But I mean, also this person I mentioned that I sort of love, and at the same time I didn't. And I developed this weird bond with on Twitter. I recently talked with them. Sort of, I left them this really long supporting message because they've been doing bad, and to an extent, I do care about them, and I want them to be feeling better. So I sent them like this really cool supportive message, and they didn't respond to me in a few days. Um, and honestly, it's something I'm proud of because if it happened, while I wasn't really aware of how I was treating them, I will be pissed at them not responding quick. But when I said that this new message and they didn't respond for like a few days, I didn't mind. But I completely forgot about it. And I was treating them normally, and we were interacting normally on Twitter, and then suddenly they noticed the message, and it felt good. It truly felt good. 'Cause it was like, well, shit, that's cool. And I haven't felt jealous because I also felt jealous when they were around some other people. They have a whole new group of friends, which is something that will make me furious back in the day. But now I don't care. And that is also something I'm proud of because I can see how I've evolved as a person, and that makes me happy. I hope that evolution I had as a person also translate to my ReStudians, and I can treat you like people instead of however I treated you. And I hope I can fix all the. I know it's gonna be hard, but I hope I can fix any problems that are in the studio currently. And as always, I love offering my services. I love offering help. I feel like the main reason I started doing it, like the first year I've been here on Discord, maybe it and maybe the second year as well, it was because I wanted to have this sort of feeling of accomplishment that I changed someone's life. But now I just want to help people. And I really just want to help people because, well, I'm someone who, as I mentioned, hasn't really struggled much. Like I've been through shit, but that shit doesn't really affect me as much as other people. And I want other people to feel well. I want people maybe to feel like I did. I felt well about myself. I don't want them to be like me, but I want them to feel well. And that's probably the only thing I've been honest with myself. Well, not obviously not the only thing, but one of the main things that I just want to help people for the sake of helping them, not for recognition. I stopped caring about recognition. It is really nice and it means a lot to me whenever someone says thanks to me, or whenever someone says I'm I'm so lucky that you're my friend. That means the world to me. I'm gonna expose Carrie. Carrie told me that, and I almost cried. I genuinely almost cried because Carrie will never fucking say that, but they still did. And just that little bit of honesty and them telling me you're a good friend, that meant the whole fucking world to me. Because I've always seen myself as an awful friend. And as I say, I don't look for recognition. But when I receive it, it's beautiful. And that recognition is not them telling her how powerful changed my life. He's my hero. No, it's just simple thanks means the world to me. Which I never asked for a thank you because that's fucked up. Why the fuck would I ask for someone to be thankful? That's evil. I think that's bad. That's wrong. So I just help people, and many of the people I'd say that I've helped because I'm not fully sure. But I think I did. I hope I did. They never thank me, and I'm fine with that because I don't need them to thank me for them to be well. Because the entire point of me helping them is that they're feeling well and they can overcome the challenges of life or whatever. That's the whole point. So yeah. And another and that's also reflected in my sort of satirical, unserious way of being. Because me joking and me being ironic and whatever, me doing these gimmicks like the heel gimmick where I like bully someone, which I even ask them if they're okay sometimes because I don't really want them to feel bad. It's all to sort of lighten up the mood because I truly believe that it's gonna sound generic, but laugh and having fun is the best medicine out there. So I don't see why the hell I should be doing all this sort of depressive stuff every time. It's sort of like what Meg does. Meg once said that he doesn't take stuff seriously because why the hell would he do it? He just wants to be happy, and I agree with that. But I also believe that there has to be some sort of seriousness in certain situations at times. So sometimes you're gonna see me like this time, for example, you're gonna see me talk about actual deep topics, and you're gonna see me take things seriously, and you're barely gonna see me joking sometimes. And maybe sometimes when I'm discussing these serious topics, I'm gonna joke a lot because there's a time to be joking, and there's a time where you don't have to joke at all. And there's certain jokes you have to make, and certain jokes you don't have to make. But I believe that at the end of the day, I think comedy is the best thing in life, and that's one of the reasons I've been so happy. Laughing and having fun with my friends, and I want to share that with your students. I want to share that with everyone else, and I also want to help them properly, not just through being funny. And maybe I'm not the furry fanboy people are looking for as a friend. Maybe I'm not the ultra woke guy people are looking for. Maybe I'm not the ultra racist person people are looking for. But I feel like I'm a person that cares. I feel like I'm a person that does care about them friends and not about the image they show to be. I literally only mention images like racist, funny. I mean, not funny, but like furry fanboy or shit like that or woke. Those are just images of people. Those they don't define anyone. So I feel like I actually care, and I feel like me saying that I care sounds fucked up, and but also describes me really well. Oh my god, I'm gonna die, and it describing me really well is all that matters to me. And I don't know if it matters to anyone else. I don't know if anyone else cares that I care, but I hope they do because that way I can help them properly. If they realize that I'm here to help them, that way it's easier for me to help. They help me to help them, and yeah, that's about it. Because I just finished the level, and we're probably gonna have to leave it here. So yes, expect. Well, you know what I mentioned. If you listen to the full video, you know all the stuff that's gonna happen in the future. And I'm gonna be real with you. I think I've said this before. Your comments mean a lot. Please, and I'm begging you in a very selfish manner, please comment under this video what you think. What you think about me. I don't ask for forgiveness. I ask about your honest opinion about the person I used to be, not the person I'm now. I don't care what you think about me now, currently at least. I care about what you think about who I used to be. And maybe you can make that comparison with the person I used to be and the person now, so I can see where I can improve. That's what I care about. So yeah, Just leave a comment down there about what you think. I'll be back in the studio soon enough. But I do want to make sure y'all watch this video before I return because then it's gonna be really sudden. So please leave a comment. That way I'll know you watched the video, and that way I'll feel safer to return earlier. If that's what you want, of course. If you don't want me to return earlier, you can just say that you don't want me to return. If you don't want to see me again, you can say you don't want to see me again. Just say whatever. I'm not gonna fight with you because I believe that if you're honest with me about who I am, that information is worth millions to me. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. I just want you to be honest. So that's it. That's about it. I don't know if I'll continue with the Nuzlocke. Obviously, I already lost my goat hothead. I'll If I continue with the Nuzlocke, it's probably gonna be in this format of me talking with y'all, which is gonna get exhaustive. I know y'all hate these conversations, so I'm not gonna do it very often, or maybe never again. But I felt like this was important because I wanted to be honest with myself and be honest with you guys, especially. And that's about it. And I've said that's about it a lot of times, but it is truly about it. I'll see you soon, and I'll see if I can work on Monday and Friday. Now I'm gonna go study for the next time that I have tomorrow. Anyways, I just want to thank you all, truly, and I always thank you all, but I'm gonna say it again. Not that I'm being honest, of course. I want to thank you all for being there for me. Just, just being there in general. You don't even have to show support for me to feel supported, for me to feel welcome. Because there were times where I didn't feel welcome, but, but there were times with even the smallest interaction with you guys. Because in another place I didn't feel welcome, but with you guys I always felt welcome. Sometimes I didn't, but at the end of the day I felt welcome, and I felt that there was a place that I could go and people would care about me, and that's for studio to me, and also some of my real life friends. I have also had to include them, but there's a lot of people that I talk with that I don't feel welcome. So I just want to let you know, guys, for all the people watching, really, because I don't think anyone's gonna watch that doesn't apply to this. You mean the world to me. You make me feel special. You make me feel welcome. You make me feel currently. You make me feel like myself. That's all. That's all for real. Okay, goodbye. What a way to finish the video. Anyways, I don't know how long this will be. I'll see you around. I'll upload it soon. I won't be editing anything in this video. I'm just gonna post it raw like that. I'll probably add a thumbnail. That's about it. See ya.